Hey guys, it's Mr. Tracy again. I hope you're all doing well. So we have finished quadrilaterals. You guys finished it up with that trapezoids lesson that we did the other day. Now we got to move on to the good old circle. All right, we're going to start off with some basic stuff. We talked about this a lot earlier in the year. This should be a nice and easy lesson, a little refresher. We're going to be talking about area and circumference of a circle. Now, remember the difference between area and circumference. Area, okay, in a circle is how much space we're talking about inside the circle. What's the difference with circumference, though? Anybody remember that? Well, circumference is if I have a circle and I have one point and I took like a flexible ruler, okay, and I wrapped it all the way around the circle. It's the distance from one point all the way around the circle back to that point, okay? Like the Earth has a circumference all the way around of like 24,000 miles. Okay, that's the distance around the planet. Okay, so circumference is distance around. Area is the amount of space that's going on inside the circle. So there's two formulas. All right, you guys should know them. Hey, get out of there! My dog was just licking my wife's breakfast. Go lay down. Sorry. All right. So we have two formulas. We need to know the area formula and the circumference formula. For area, okay, it's pi. Remember pi? Pi is 3.1415926 I'm pretty sure those are the first four numbers. We usually only use 3.14. That's what we round to. But if you have a graphing calculator, there is a pi button. All right. If you want to find the area of a circle, it's pi times r squared. Anybody remember what r stands for? Radius. Okay. And radius, of course, is, okay, the distance from the center to the outside. Okay? The distance from the center to the outside of the circle. And I think you guys remember that. That's been drilled into your brains. Okay? So area of a circle, if you want to find the area of a circle, you do pi times however long the radius is, squared. Circumference is a little bit different. Okay? Circumference is pi again. We're going to use pi again, but we're going to do pi times d. Anybody remember what d stands for? D stands for diameter. Okay? And the diameter is different from a radius because the diameter is the distance across the circle but through the center. Okay? So diameter is all the way across the circle. Radius is halfway across the circle. If I wanted to find the circumference of a circle, I take pi and I multiply it times the diameter. Easy enough, right? That should all be review. We've done that stuff before. Like I said, super easy lesson. All right. So directions say find the area for circles 1 through 4. So we're going to be doing area for the first 4, and we're going to be doing circumference for 5 through 8. All right, cool. I know for a fact I'm going to do pi r squared for all of these. Man, my pencil is getting dull, so I have another one. Maybe this one will be better. All right, so area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Well, what's the radius of this circle? Definitely 12. The radius is 12. This becomes super, super easy. I'm plugging in 12 for r. Area is pi times 12 squared. All right. Order of operations. Let's think about this for a second. I have pi times 12 squared. For order of operations, otherwise known as Remember this? PEMDAS. What am I going to do first here? Am I going to do pi times 12 first, or am I going to do 12 to the second power first? Well, what comes first in PEMDAS? Parentheses, exponent. So I have to do the exponent before I multiply by pi. So this is going to be the area of this circle is 12 to the second power times pi, which is 144 pi. All right. So I'm going to take it easy on you guys. We're not even going to multiply this. We're just going to leave all our answers in terms of pi for now. All right. It doesn't give us any directions up here as far as rounding to the nearest whatever. So let's just keep it simple, and we'll leave in terms of pi, which means we'll have pi in our answer. All right. What's up with number 2? Find the area of this circle. Well, for area, I need the radius. Am I going to plug in 18 for R? No way, Jose. 18 is not the radius here. 18 is all the way across the circle, so 18 is the diameter. Okay, so if the diameter is 18, but I need a radius in order to figure out the area, what's the radius here? Nice job, 9. Okay, now I'm just going to plug in 9 for R. A equals pi times 9 squared. Okay, remember order of operations says exponent first. So area equals 9 squared is 18, right? No! 9 squared is 9 to the second power, not 9 times 2. 9 to the second power is 81. And then we're multiplying that by pi. Boom, area. Alright. Alright, same thing's going on down here. Alright, this one it looks like, what is 2.8 here? Is 2.8 a radius or a diameter? Radius, good. So I don't even have to convert anything here. I'm just going to use 2.8 as my radius. Pop it right in. Pi equals 2.8 squared. That, I think I need a calculator for. Let's see. 2.8 squared, I don't know off the top of my head. 2.8 squared is 7.84. 7.84. Alright, area equals 7.84 pi. I have the hiccups, I think. Alright, and last but not least, 35 kilometers. That is a big, big circle. Okay, 35 kilometers across. Is this a radius or is this a diameter? This is a diameter, it goes all the way across. I don't need diameter for area, I need radius. So what do I do to that? Well, I'm going to divide the diameter by 2. 35 divided by 2, I think is 17.5. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, since the diameter is 35, radius is 17.5. Now I'm just going to pop this bad boy in for R. And I get area equals pi times 17.5 squared. 17.5 squared. I do not know off the top of my head, so I'm going to go to my handy dandy calculator. 17.5 to the second power is 306.25. So the area is 306.25. And don't forget about good old pi. All right. Okay. So for 5 through 8, the directions tell us that we have to find the circumference. So we're not using the area formula anymore. Now we're using cherry pie is delicious for here, 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 here. All right. All right. Well, for the circumference formula is calling for I need to figure out what D is for all of these circles. All right. Well, D stands for diameter, and diameter goes all the way across a circle. So is 7 for number 5? Is 7 millimeters the diameter of this circle? No way, Jose. 7 is the radius. So if I need a diameter, I have to take this and multiply it by 2. You got it. The diameter would have to be 14. And now I could just pop that right into the circumference formula. D is 14. Pop in 14 for D. C equals pi times 14. I don't like leaving my answer like this. It just looks weird. We usually put the number in front of pi. So C equals 14 pi. Boom. Circumference. All right. How about this one? I'm going to skip number 6 for a second. You guys are going to do that one on your own in a second. Okay. Number 7. Hey! My dog is being a little menace over there. Stop being bad. Sorry. I got distracted. C equals pi times D. Well, let's take a look at this circle. Is 58, is that a radius or a diameter? It goes all the way across, so it's a diameter. D. D equals 58, and since I'm finding the circumference of this circle, I can just pop in 58 for D. Okay, these are super easy. 58 pi. All right. Take a second, see if you could do 6 and 8 on your own. I'm going to press pause for a second and make sure my dog isn't eating all of the food that's on the coffee table. Well, let's think about it. They told us that the circumference equals 26 pi. Well, what do I know about circumference? I know that circumference is pi times the diameter. So if the circumference of this particular circle is pi times 26, and I know that the circumference of every circle is the diameter times pi, can I just use some logic and say that, hey, I know for a fact from this that the diameter of this circle is 26. Right? The circumference of a circle is pi times the diameter. Pi times the diameter. Diameter has to be 26. Okay? So, how am I going to use this information to figure out the area? Well, in order to find the area of a circle, I need to do pi times the radius squared. If the diameter is 26, what's the radius? Radius is 26 divided by 2, which I think is 13. The diameter of a circle is 26. That means the radius has to be 13. Now I can just take 13 and pop it in for R. Area equals pi times 13 squared. Does it say to round to the nearest tenth or anything? It does not. So I'm going to make it easy on you guys. Let's just leave our answer in terms of pi. Area equals 13 squared is 26, right? No! 13 to the second power is not 13 times 2. 13 to the second power is 169 pi. I have to take a break and take my vitamins. My wife just put them in front of me like a baby, and I will be right back. All right, we're back. Find the circumference of a circle with an area of 289 pi square millimeters. Okay, area equals 289 pi. That's okay. Lay down, baby. I know. Eleanor. Shush. Go lay down. Sorry, guys. Area equals 289 pi. Well, I know. What do I know about area? Area is pi times the radius squared. Okay. So just like over here, since I knew that circumference was the diameter times pi, I knew that the diameter was 26. Similarly over here, since they both have pi in common, I know that 289 has to be the radius squared. Okay, so I could just take the square root of 289 and that'll give me the radius, or we can plug in 289 pi like we did before. Plug it in for A. Okay, but I know for a fact when I divide out my pi, these will cancel, and I'm just left with r squared equals 289. I think the square root of 289 is 17, if I'm not mistaken. Square root of 289, yep, 17. So my radius here, after I take the square root, is 17. They want us to know what's the circumference. Well, for circumference of a circle, I have to do pi times the diameter. Well, I don't know the diameter yet, but I know the radius is 17. So that means that the diameter has to be 17 times 2, and 17 times 2 is 34. Okay, so the circumference equals pi times the diameter, which is 34, otherwise known as 34 pi. Right? Alrighty. I am running out of tape. So we're going to finish off with these two, 17 and 18, okay? I would suggest pressing pause and trying these two on your own, okay? But if you don't want to and you just want to work along, you don't feel strong enough yet, that's perfectly okay. You can keep it going, all right? So what do they give us here? Find the circumference of a circle that has an area. So the area is 201.06. So I'm going to plug this in for A into the area formula. A equals pi r squared. This is A, the area, so I'm popping that in for A. 201.06 equals pi r squared. Alright, so I'm going to solve for the radius. I got to get r by itself. So I'm going to divide first by pi. These will cancel. And 201.06 divided by pi is 63.999 ... Okay. So 63.999 equals r squared. Okay, and so I have to take the square root. It's going to be really, think about it, without even using the calculator. What is 63.999 super close to? 64, right? And we know what the square root of 64 is. Square root of 64 is 8, yeah. So my answer here should be super close to 8 when I take the square root of this number. Square root of 63.999, just as I suspected, super close to 8. So I know that the radius is 8, and I'm done, right? No! Okay, it says find the circumference, not the radius. Find the circumference of the circle. Well, I'm going to use this information to find the circumference of the circle. I know that to find the circumference of a circle, I need to do pi times the diameter. I don't know the diameter yet. I know the radius. The radius is 8. Can I figure out the diameter from the radius being 8? Absolutely. The radius is 8. That means that the diameter has to be 8 times 2, which is 16. So circumference equals pi times 16, otherwise known as 16 pi. All right. Last one. And then you guys are on your own. Well, you're never really on your own because you can definitely text me if you have any questions, but this will be the last one that we do together. All right. Find the area of the circle that has a circumference of 131.95. Well, the circumference is 131.95. So I'm going to use circumference formula, which is pi times the diameter. And since C equals 131.95, that's what they just told us, circumference is 131.95. I'm going to take this number and pop it in for C. 131.95 equals pi times D. Alright. Well, I can figure out the diameter now because I can just divide by pi, and we got to do 131.95 divided by pi. 131.95 divided by pi, and I get 42.000, otherwise known as, we're going to round, 42 equals D. Alright? Because these will cancel, so you're just left with D, and this ended up being 42. And then I'm done, right? No! I gotta find the area. But if I'm gonna find the area, think about what I need. Formula for area is pi r squared. I need a radius. Do I have a radius? No. Can I figure out the radius? Yes. The diameter is 42. That means the radius is certainly half of that. And 42 divided by 2, I think is 21. All right, so area equals, if the radius is 21, I'm going to pop it in for r, and I get pi times 21 squared. Ooh, I don't think I know 21 squared. 21 squared is 441. Okay, remember I got to do exponent first. So 21 squared is 441. We're going to leave our answer in terms of pi. 441 pi. All right. So attached to this assignment on Teams is going to be this note page, and then the next 2 pages after that are going to be the homework. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of days to finish that. It'll be due on Friday by 11:59. Okay. If you do it earlier than that, that's wonderful, but you do have until Friday evening to get it in. I hope you guys are all doing well. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. All right. And say goodbye to the glorious Ticonderoga numero dos. Adios.